Back at it, U Sports Central, out of deal Charles Ashley. Just went over some of the highlights. Charles, Gladiators looking sharp.
Yeah.
It's a stealth. So you and I probably could have looked sharp against a stealth.
No, I'm not going out there, man. You crazy.
But, you know, they've got a big performance coming up, so they're on the road, so we'll try to keep updated with them, and Coach Bramante will be on Thursday, of course. Big shout-out to Suits Unlimited. They provide our daily wardrobe here on set. You can visit them, San Mateo and Manal, Suits Unlimited.
Just finished up a busy month out there at Suits Unlimited, so congratulations to them. Prom month was went over well. I'm sure everyone went out to prom, had a good time. They were looking fly as always because they went to Suits Unlimited. So
there you go.
Yeah, they take care of everybody.
Okay, so 3 and out now here, Charles, and of course, 3 and out, we got to talk some softball, we got to talk some baseball, and as we're getting close to Selection Sunday, which you could catch here on your Comcast box on Channel 27 and ProViewNetworks.com, 3 o'clock, and we'll have all the seedings for you for baseball and softball. First release, us.
We always do. That's what we do around here. We give it to you first. We give it to you correct, because we go by the numbers. But I still think there's a lot of shaking and moving that's going to take place, because with La Cueva getting that split, El Dorado now really sitting on a bubble. Will they get a home game?
We'll show you in just a sec
what's going to happen. But
where
softball
we think
also,
they are.
softball more is black and white right now.
Right,
It's
so
not
let's
too
take
much
a
going
look
on.
at softball and some of the recap that we have. Charles, is Volcano Vista, obviously one district, La Cueva one district, and this is where we think things are right now. Not a lot of shakeup throughout the season, actually. It's kind of been where it is. Volcano Vista and Cibola, we have that matchup, which can happen, by the way. And I'll tell you what, Cibola has given Volcano Vista some fits, but Volcano Vista obviously would be heavy favorite. Las Cruces is doing great in District 3, would take on Clovis. This is, remember, this is our projection of what the NMAA is going to do based on the 6 criteria. Cleveland having a wonderful season at 3. They are above Rio Rancho in the Max Preps rankings and in district, but they do play this week, so Cleveland and Rio Rancho definitely could flip. Oñate, I think, is very securely at 4 right now. Las Cruces took a game against Oñate, which was huge out of District 3. You see La Cueva is probably going to slide in at 6, Charles. Now, depending on how District 4 finishes up with Carlsbad and Alamogordo, that can flip, but right now Carlsbad just above Alamogordo.
Yeah, and if you're La Cueva, you're sliding, you're sitting 18-3. They went undefeated so far in their district. 6 is a good spot because their strength of schedule is not up to par with the Volcanoes, the Clevelands, even the Carlsbads and Alamogordo. Not much room for movement for Atrisco, who they're going to probably win their district. They play West Mesa Thursday to determine who's going to win that district. Basically, they're sitting 7-0 in their district. West Mesa 5-1, but they're coming off that 21-3 shellacking from Atrisco. So if they can get over that mental hurdle, I can see Atrisco clinching this or whatnot. The top though, Volcano Vista playing well.
Let's throw it back up real
well.
quick. And
she's doing 4 home runs in a week. So Volcano's clicking right now. So
now Atrisco Heritage is undefeated in their district out of District 5. They have a chance to get a home game. It depends on what Alamogordo does. They are very close in Max Preps. And I know everyone always says, well, Max Preps, why does it have so much weight? Well, it does. It's one of the 6 criteria, but it's also the tie-breaking criteria.
Exactly.
And usually, if you have a better record, your Max Preps ranking is higher. So your record and Max Preps rankings, that's 2 of the criteria right there in which Alamogordo holds over Atrisco Heritage. They have not played, so it just makes it very difficult for Atrisco to jump Alamogordo unless Alamogordo will fall in Max Preps. I know you're saying district champ, should you get a home game?
No,
that's not how it
I'm
works.
sticking to the same argument when it was basketball. Your overall resume, to me, holds more weight. If Atrisco can finish out undefeated, if Carlsbad can find a way to beat Alamogordo, then I think Atrisco has a slight chance to get that AC, because regardless, they go on the road.
Let's look at the boys' side of things now here on 3 and Out, Charles. And obviously, things have shaken up a little bit. And a lot of people want to know where La Cueva is. Well, this is the exact same as it was last week as far as La Cueva and El Dorado. La Cueva will be seated above El Dorado as district champs. So El Dorado gets hurt because of this. And El Dorado, that's the last thing El Dorado and La Cueva would like to see is a first-round matchup 8-9. But Max Preps rankings, overall record, because of all the forfeits from La Cueva, they don't have any tiebreakers over anybody except for Carlsbad, and still Carlsbad beats them because they have a higher Max Prep ranking and a better record. That's already 2 of the 6 criteria. They would win on any tiebreaker. La Cueva is not going to jump up far because their strength of schedule is not big. I see them maybe, Charles, in the end, when it's all said and done after this week on Sunday, I see them as a 7 or a 6. I know El Dorado's praying they're not an 8, because if they're an 8, They will play El Dorado in the first round. Nobody wants to see that if you're La Cueva or El Dorado. No questions that Oñate is still the 1 seed. Cleveland, right now, District 1 winners and ranked second in Max Preps, holds a tiebreaker over Carlsbad as well with a head-to-head win over them. They would be taking on Las Cruces. We see now Rio Grande and Valley, that can flip. That game is game's gonna be on Friday. That can flip, but really not a big deal, right? I mean, you're going from what your matchup is. So what you want your matchup to be. Hobbs and Carlsbad can flip too. They're both tied at 6-2, and they've got a doubleheader coming up to settle the district.
There's a week left. You have a Cibola team sitting right on the outside looking at that 16th spot. So they need a big-time week coming up.
They need a win.
La Cueva and El Dorado, no room to slip up when you really think about it. And Sandia's still playing to move up a couple spots.
Can you believe how Sandia has great wins, but they're all the way back at 13, right? It's just the way it's going to work out.
They have motivation, though. If I'm Sandia, your motivation this week has to be, we have to find a way to get a win.
Rio Rancho can still win district. Rio Rancho potentially could still get a 2 seed. They've got a couple of great wins, non-conference as well, one against El Dorado, which is very nice for them. But Rio Rancho is going to take on Cleveland, and that'll be at Rio Rancho at 4 o'clock. Also, Cleveland's got a game against Cibola. You mentioned Cibola's chance tomorrow night. You could catch it right here on U Sports Network and ProViewNetworks.com at 6 o'clock at Cleveland. Cibola needs to win. If Cibola's going to win, if they're going to get in, they need to win.
This is their only chance when you think about it. Cibola knows this, too. Tomorrow night, they're saying if we get this win, we can probably slide ahead of Gaston and get that spot. I would love to see La Cueva jump to 7, El Dorado get in. It'd be a shame to see both of those teams, number one, play each other, or one of them on the road. I would love to see El Dorado get that 8, La Cueva with that 7. But Sandia will have something to say about it this week because they get a chance to play against those Bears.
La Cueva is going to host Sandia on Wednesday. Fresh Max Prep rankings will come out Thursday, and we'll have our last bracketology for you on Thursday's episode. But we're really going to find out a lot if La Cueva could jump up any more. I don't know. Yeah. I feel like they're probably going to get a 7 or 6
We were saying last week they had to win. They had to sweep El Dorado to have that chance to jump up to a 5, maybe a 4 seed. Losing now, we even were thinking – with El Dorado beating,
it hurt El Dorado.
It kind of hurt El Dorado now because you figured La Cueva would have jumped up to that 4 or 5. El Dorado still would have had a great overall resume, so he probably could have still slid in at the 8, maybe 7. But now they're sitting at an opportunity where they might play
Think about this road right now for La Cueva. Play El Dorado first round. They could lose. I mean, the best of 3 that we just saw, they could lose. And then you'd have to play potentially Oñate in the second round, and that should be semifinal championship, not
it should
round of 16 quarterfinals. So
someone will be playing a powerhouse in the second round.
Yep.
We know this
and
already.
First round. When they
possibly first round, yeah. Crazy. I wouldn't want to be there.
That's just how it all works, right? Hey, come on back. We'll talk a little NBA playoffs when you return right here on U Sports Central.